Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. PolySign is an early-stage fintech company, and Linqto provides private investments for companies. And with me is Joe Endoso of Linqto, and then also Jack McDonald, the CEO of PolySign. So great to have you. And let's just start with PolySign and explain what the company is and what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to tell our story. PolySign is a early-stage company, and we're providing infrastructure for institutions to access digital assets. Which include cryptocurrencies and other types of assets that can be fractionalized or digitized or tokenized.
So, like, who would your clients be then?
So our clients are institutions. Specifically, we don't support retail customers.
So that would be like
that could be a crypto-native hedge fund.
Okay.
It could be a pension or an endowment that might own some crypto or different types of digital assets. And we have three underlying businesses. We have a custody business, which is very much in vogue right now, given the SEC recent pronouncements around that. We have a fund administration business, so we do accounting and reporting for institutions who invest in this space. And then we also have a bit of a skunk work project called AtomicNet, which is really a play into allowing settlement of a broad range of digital asset transfers between different counterparties.
So what all digital assets then do you involve yourself in?
So we support the first bucket, if you will, of digital assets would be cryptocurrencies. So everything from the Bitcoin, Ethereum on down. There's literally thousands of them that one could invest in. The future that we think is actually quite bright, that has a lot of momentum behind it right now, is around tokenization of traditional assets. So it could be a private company share. NASDAQ has an initiative around NASDAQ private markets, where rather than investing in a traditional equity or venture capital like approach, you could actually have a tokenized interest, a fraction of our company that could ultimately trade on an exchange, and it's something that we've been talking to Joe and the folks at Linqto about.
An NFT, really.
NFTs basically certainly fall into that bucket, yeah.
So Joe, talk a little bit about the relationship between Linqto and PolySign.
We were super invested in, have been in the digital asset space, but as an investor in that space, we also saw a lot of the shortcomings as that market was developing. And specifically, it was clear to us that there were certain aspects of the market structure in digital assets that needed improving. So we sought to find a company that had solutions for those perceived problems that we saw in that marketplace. And Jack can speak to the specifics, but we felt very, very strongly that PolySign was it, that they were solving for a lot of the things that were missing in that market, in which the absence of which became quite evident with the recent failures of some of the big, crypto players. FTX is probably the one that the public knows most about. There were a couple of smaller ones, but there have been a string of these, and one of the common causes was a lack of these of fundamental infrastructure in digital asset markets. So Jack and his company, we felt, had the strongest technical solutions that were also regulatorily compliant, which is the other important aspect.
Okay, yeah, and I was actually going to bring that up a little bit. So, because regulation is kind of still very vague in this area. So I assume that's one of the pitfalls or things that, you're still, what are the challenges?
There's a lot of questions you just asked there. So certainly regulatory clarity is something that the industry has been wanting. And I think if you look at a lot of the black eyes that the crypto industry specifically suffered in 2022, there's a common theme in all of them, which is a lack of regulation. There are many companies in the space like ours that are heavily regulated. We have a trust company license from the New York Department of Financial Services. We're registered with FinCEN as a money services business. We have a bunch of state money transmitter licenses. So we like regulation because we think it's a gating item before institutions in a more wholesale way really invest into the space, and it will increase adoption. The SEC, without getting into the weeds, last week or 2 weeks ago, came out with proposed rule changes to the Investment Advisor Act and the custody rules specifically around what it would take for institutions to invest in this space, both for cryptocurrencies and other types of digital assets. And so there's a lot of conversations happening right now around what would need to change or what a given company would need to meet in terms of criteria to support institutions. We're quite excited because it really validates the business model that we've set up in terms of being a qualified custodian, segregation of duty between exchanges and custodians and whatnot. And so watch the space, as they say, but I think you're going to see a lot more.
It seems like there's a lot happening and potentially could happen. So, Jack, how do you avoid conflict of interest in what you do?
Yeah, so we set our business up specifically to only focus on custody. And as I like to say, boring is the new sexy here, in that all we do is offer custody and related services. We're not an exchange, we don't lend, we don't borrow, we don't trade, we don't market make, we don't provide margin. And there are companies in our sector that do all of those things under one umbrella. And Chairman Gensler has come out and spoke about the perceived and actual conflict there. And I think the regulators are increasingly going to see that approach. In the same way that NASDAQ in traditional finance does not provide custodial services, and BNY Mellon and State Street and Northern don't provide exchange services. Yeah. We think that that's the way that this ultimate industry is going to evolve.
Okay, and we'll just do, Joe, any final thoughts?
Yes, as I said, PolySign is one of the most exciting investments I think we've made. And if you're somebody that believes in the future of the digital asset space, but also believes that there's some incredible infrastructure that's necessary to make that space grow and have institutions adopt it, then take a look at PolySign, because you'll be able to invest in them on the Linqto platform.
Thank you so much. Joe and Jack, thank you.
Thank you.
Coastal Capital focuses on equipment-based lending, lines of credit, and working capital. If we didn't have partnerships and trust, nothing would move forward. We like to get to know the core of the client. Coastal Capital is financing you can trust.
Thoughtful Media Group is a Thailand-based social commerce-focused premium digital advertising network of Society Pass. And with me is the Chief Growth Officer of Thoughtful Media Group, Doan to explain the company. And welcome. Great to have you here from Vietnam.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start with the focus. And what is Thoughtful Media Group? Explain the company.
Okay, so Thoughtful Media Group, in a nutshell, we are a multi-channel network and a digital marketing influencer agency operating in Asia. So the company was actually founded in 2010, and we are among the first multi-channel network in Asia that help onboarding talents and working with platforms like YouTube and Facebook and help them monetize their content. And we were acquired by Society Pass last year in 2022. And since then have been aggressively explore and expand our service offerings. So today we have 4 core main businesses. One is a multi-channel network. So we have content creator monetize content. Second is our premium marketing services. So we work with brand and build marketing campaigns. The third one is social commerce. And the fourth one is soon to be launched. It's our sport marketing division.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So how does Thoughtful Media fit then into Society Pass's ecosystem?
Yeah. So in Society Pass, we see Thoughtful Media as sort of a glue to tie up and power all the ventures to grow. So you can look at it this way. So at the basic level, we currently the marketing service provider for other ventures such as LaFleur and Newsmax, which is 2 biggest subsidiaries in our ecosystem. And then at a higher level, we are about to launch strategic partnerships with each venture in each market to help leverage the strength of each venture and help each other to grow. So for example, in Vietnam, we're launching partnerships with LaFleur, which is an e-commerce platform. So LaFleur has a lot of products from a lot of brands. And us as a talent network, we have a lot of content creators in our network. So by matching those together, we create a competitive advantage for both companies in the market. So for us, we can provide our content creator with an additional income by selling product directly from LaFleur. And then for the Flare side, they can also leverage the reviews from our content creator to help them create a better shopping experience for their customers.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. What all sectors do you work in?
So actually, as a network, we don't really limit in terms of the brand partners that we've been working with. So right now in our network, we have more than 200 channels, and each month we're generating around 450 million views across all online platforms. And for the past years, we have been working with more than 1,000 different brand partners, ranging from FMCG company to tech products. So actually, yeah, it doesn't really limit in terms of what kind of brand partners we can work with.
What are the latest trends for digital influencers?
So I think Southeast Asia in general is a very interesting region for just digital influencer in general. In this region, I think according to a recent report that I read, there's close to 400 million people actively using social media from 2 to 4 hours on a daily basis. And that makes the influencer marketing industry is estimated to reach $2.5 billion in 2024. So that's how big the market size is. And I think the thing is also with the rise of, let's say, short form video like TikTok, and now it's YouTube Shorts, it makes how everyone can become an influencer, it makes it much easier. So we believe at Thoughtful, everybody can become an influencer. Everybody can make great content. And that is actually our philosophy. We try to provide and make it as easy as possible for everyone that they can just focus on making great content. We have a team of experts in every market that we sit in to help advise content creator every time they come to us with a strategy to grow their followership, with a strategy to monetize their content. We offer them with the facility to film, for example. Actually, I'm sitting in one of our filming studios here. Yeah, we have them with services. So in general, just make it as easy as possible. And they, as a content creator, just need to focus on what they do best, which is to put great content out there.
Okay, very interesting, Doan. Thank you so much. It's always interesting to hear about these new trends, and you're kind of on the cutting edge of that. So thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thank you for having me.
As a father, I'm always thinking about the future of my kids. What kind of world are they going to live in? A healthy world or a world of pollution? A world that is succeeding or a world that is going down? The future generation is so important. What's going to happen in the future? That is a major question, and one I believe we're responsible for. Could the solution for our children and future generations to grow and succeed in life, could it be just right under our feet? Could there be one thing that can balance our climate, that can replenish our water, that can feed the world? Could we, for generations and generations, have been doing things wrong, getting rid of the soil, what produces the food and makes planet Earth healthy for us? Could we have been doing it wrong? It is not too late. You can still play a vital role in restoring soil. Through HumiSoil's patent process, there is no greenhouse gases released, and it will produce a product that uses less water, no fertilizer needed, and will produce 100% organic fruits, vegetables, and flowers. HumiSoil can work in any weather and any location. It doesn't matter if it's high in the mountains, in the middle of the desert, or in your home garden. So what decisions are we making today for the future? What decision are we making today for our children and the generations that are to come? If we continue the way that we are now, studies have shown that in about 60 years, all soil will be gone. All we will be left with is with dirt. The very thing that we need that will produce and make us healthy humans is the very thing that we're destroying. So what are we doing and what can we do? Look, the answer is simple. It's not as hard as you think. You can play a vital role in this and help restore the soil that is being lost. Healthy soil, healthy plants, healthy humans, healthy life.
HumiSoil. It's good for the human soul.
The Sustainable Green Team is a leading provider of environmentally conscious solutions in the arbor care, disposable, and recycling industry. We are a green manufacturer of green waste to usable product solutions. We recently partnered with VRM Biologic, which has manufacturing and distribution rights for the world-leading soil moisture technology, HumiSoil. Find us on OTCQX as the stock ticker SGTM. The time to invest in the future of sustainability is now for this generation and future generations.
Quantum Computing, Inc. is a full-stack quantum software and hardware company on a mission to accelerate the value of quantum computing for real-world business solutions. And with me is Hunter Gaylor, co-host and new to the street, and Bob Liscouski, the CEO of Quantum Computing. So great to have you back.
Thanks,
and
Jane.
let's just start with this major news. A Nobel Prize was awarded for photonic quantum entanglement. So explain that, and how does that vindicate the work that you're doing?
Well, it really, it's great. It's the whole notion of entanglement has been debated for a long time. It goes back to Einstein. Didn't believe that entanglement existed. He thought there were other variables, hidden variables, that ultimately were responsible for these, like what he said were spooky actions, right? That's the way he termed it. But the work that was done by the awardees just validated the fact that you can entangle photons, and that's the essence of quantum computing. And it's a deep science, right? But at the end of the day, for us, it's very validating. It proves that a couple things. A, photonic computing is real. This notion of entanglement is a real thing. And the business applications of what that ultimately will empower for us to be able to take this into the marketplace is really, again, I just can use the word validating because it's great to see that kind of announcement come out and recognize the hard work that these men have done.
Yeah.
Well, you recently had with one of your subsidiaries some news come out with regards to this NASA contract. Can you talk about a little bit about how your company is working on that contract and what that means for the growth of your company?
Sure. It's really the first meaningful commercial or contract we've had on that work, or any of the quantum work really. And so it's two things. Number one, it again validates the need for these types of technologies, the things we can do with photonics, LiDAR in particular. That's what this contract is. It's helping us further refine the LiDAR capability that can be used from space to determine snow depth from space. That has environmental impact, obviously. There's some other uses for it. There's sort of dual use capabilities there. But it's very, again, I use the word validating several times here, but it really is. It's confirmation that the work we're doing is really good work, right? And it has commercial and, in this case, scientific applications to it. But to your point about the establishment of the wholly owned subsidiary, we needed that mechanism to be able to do business with the government. You can have commercial companies do business with the government, but in this environment, particularly with the sensitive technologies that we're using, the government has its requirements that it wants to see companies that are U.S. owned, have U.S. personnel in them that they can trust, obviously, for sensitive technologies to be able to do the contract work. So we established Key Solutions, QI Solutions, as that mechanism. It's headed up by a veteran, a very proven leader in that space coming out of the DoD environment that has done companies like this in the past, transferring technologies from commercial into military or scientific use. But the important thing is we have a mechanism now by which we can transfer our capabilities to government contracts. And we expect a lot more coming on the heels of that. So how do you protect against that? You need other quantum systems to be able to do that. So we step right into that void where we are right in the middle of being able to provide authentication, secure networks, and encryption to secure against the quantum threat.
Yeah. Interesting where this is all going.
Well, it's incredible to see the company and where it's going from when we first started talking with Bob to now, and actually seeing, you know, the headlines in the news and the awarding of these contracts. I think it's a testament to what they're doing and what the future of quantum is.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we've got a great team. No, without, you know, I think we've got the best team in the industry, to be quite candid. I would say that. But honestly, I think we really do, because we're bringing the technology to the marketplace. And candidly, we are ahead of the competition, both computationally, and that's the benefit of the company, right? The company is not just a one-trick pony. We're not just doing computational stuff, right? It's just not about creating a quantum computer. We have all these adjacent quantum technologies and these solutions which we're bringing to the marketplace that really, it's unparalleled to anybody else that can do this. We're, I think, one of the few companies, if not the only company, doing this today. So we have a very broad base in the market. We're executing on the quantum computers that we talked about the last time, the Entropy quantum computer, our Dirac 1. We're going to be releasing our Dirac 2. Both optimization capabilities. One does QUBO, or quadratic unconstrained binary optimization. The other one does integer-based optimization. Different problem sets. In fact, the integer one is a much more complex optimization capability. It's going to hit the market, and it's going to be used for supply chain, logistics, really, really complex problems. So it's amazing, right? It's just it's a great opportunity for this company.
It is amazing, and it's amazing to imagine, and it feels like some real-world applications are starting to come to fruition. So.
That's for sure.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bob, and thank you, Hunter, as well.
Thank you, absolutely. Thanks.
Secure, the true solution for your digital privacy and security. Secure is a private and secure messaging and email solution hosted in Switzerland, using proprietary military-grade encryption and Swiss privacy laws, giving you true privacy. Secure doesn't collect or sell your data and doesn't require your phone number or any personal data that hackers target. You can message and email non-secure users privately without the need for others to download Secure. Visit secure.com. Regain and protect your privacy today.
Welcome to your Secure Privacy and Security segment. This is your weekly hack. I'm Anna Berry, along with Alain Guillai, the CEO of Secure. All right, Alain, our topic today is the web hosting giant GoDaddy. So they recently suffered a breach where unknown attackers stole source code and installed malware on its servers. But what's worse is the attackers had access to the company's network for multiple years. So first of all, why did this breach even happen? I don't think it's the first time with GoDaddy. And what does that mean for businesses, and how does Secure Mail help stop this?
Yeah, that's a pretty big breach, and there's a breach in 2019, 2020, 2021. This is December 2022, and they had to do an SEC filing, and they use a cPanel. So essentially, the technology, open source technology, is available for everyone to work on. And now the problem is that a lot of hackers can work on it as well. So it's kind of an open source for everybody to put their secret formula in, to hack into, or improve the product sometime. And the problem right now is that too many hackers can get into these systems. There's a lot of protection that needs to go in there. There is coding. It's very complex. And that's why they get hacked all the time. And there's tens of thousands of emails and customers that have been compromised. I read here that their websites have been redirected to other websites. I mean, it's total chaos. And if you have a business, you definitely can't afford to have those kind of disruption. Secure Mail as you just asked me, does something different because we don't use an open source coding in our database and our whole core code system. And we also have that secure send, secure reply technology that eliminates any kind of phishing or any outsider being able to go in, because all the communication in and outside of a secure user only is handled in our servers in Switzerland. So nothing goes over the open internet. It's as simple as that, making it simple here. But that's what it is. We keep things extremely secure and private. And the privacy is a big thing because these companies sell your data. And that's also how hackers can get in, by knowing a lot of stuff about you. We don't sell your data at all.
Well, let's break it down for our viewers. I use Secure Mail, but for those who are curious, there are only upfront fees, and it's very user-friendly, and not the person receiving it. They don't have to have Secure Mail, so you can send it to anyone. Talk to us a little bit about the process of Secure Mail.
Sure. So if you have a Secure Mail for business or non-business, actually, if you're a business, you can migrate. In fact, from GoDaddy, let's say you would have a website and an email, you can configure on our system to have your emails at mycompany.com only on our system. The secure send, secure reply is a way to notify a non-secure user that you're sending them an email. They click on a link, they open it, they read it, they can download big attachments. That's also a great thing. And then they can secure reply without having to buy secure. So it guarantees that the entire communication stays only in our Swiss servers, and that eliminates tremendously these hacker intrusion. We never say 100%, but it's so far we haven't had any intrusion whatsoever in the 10 plus years in our business in Switzerland. So that's a huge thing. The fees are affordable. It's $7 a month for the email. A business email is $10, and we also just added aliases now. So you can technically have 2 extra email addresses that you share your data with the main email. So a lot of good features. You can go to secure.com and take a look for yourself. But definitely, we would recommend that you move away from these big providers if you are a business, and really configure your email with a company like Secure that respects your privacy, because the data of your customers and your business is the most valuable asset of your company.
Absolutely, it is. So for our viewers watching who are interested, do you have a promo code for them today?
We do. You can use promo code privacy, and you get 15% off for the next 5 years. You can buy yearly or monthly plan. And you can go to secure.com, you put your info, your credit card, and put promo code privacy. It will automatically give you that discount.
All right. Always learning so much from you, Alain. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. And thanks for joining us on The Weekly Hack.
Thanks, Anna, and see you guys next week.